Welcome back, guys. Is this look not freaking everything? I think it's so gorgeous, and I created it with the Cosmic Brushes Undergrowth palette. I'm so excited to finally be dipping into this. I've had so much fun with it already. I can't wait to show you all of the looks and all of the swatches and things, but if you guys are interested, then just keep watching. If this is your first time here, hi, my name is Heather. I love all things makeup, especially colorful makeup and indie brands. And if you guys love those things too, I really hope you will subscribe. Don't forget to click the little bell so you can be notified of all my future uploads. I literally say that in my sleep now, literally like word for word. But anyways, I'm super excited. We have another Cosmic Brushes palette, like they're spoiling us at this point. And this one is just as good as the rest. It is so freaking beautiful and grungy and colorful. Like, I love the bright pops as well. It's so freaking gorgeous. If you are a green eyeshadow lover, you are gonna freaking love this palette. I am so in love with it. I love grungy palettes, and this one is right up my freaking alley. So, as for this palette, it is already launched. I did pick this up on my own. I do not have a code with Cosmic Brushes either. If you know anyone that does, leave them down below in the comments if you don't mind, so people can decide whether or not they want to use the code or not. But this palette retails for $39. And at the time that I'm filming this, it is still available if you guys are interested. But yeah, it's freaking beautiful. Their palettes are some of the most affordable indie palettes that I've seen, especially with such great eyeshadow quality. And the shimmers are freaking out of this world. I could not recommend them more. I have 8 of their 9 palettes. I have 8 of the 9 palettes they have released. That probably did not make sense the first time, but I just love them all. Okay, so it says, introducing Undergrowth, our new 20 pan pressed pigment eyeshadow palette with the most grungy, murky, and dirtiest of undertones, inspired by nature's undergrowth. 12 soft mattes, 8 dazzling shimmers with a range of finishes and textures. But this palette contains 3 shifty shades. 2 of those are multichromes and 1 is a duochrome. Listen, the swatches of this were unreal. I wanted to give you guys like close-up swatches. I even did finger swatches. I've had so much fun with this so far, but that's all the information I have on this. I'm super excited to get into this video and show you guys how I created this look. But let me go ahead and get you guys zoomed in, and we're going to get started. Let me know down below if you guys have already picked this up. I am so ready to play with this palette. It's so freaking gorgeous. And don't you just love this lip combo? It's actually 2 liners. One is from ABH in the shade Cool Brown. ABH has one of my favorite lip formulas. But then I tapped Gnarly from Unearthly Cosmetics. It's the satin liquid lip in the center. And then I used Fiery from Unearthly Cosmetics to blend the brown with the orange, and I love it so freaking much. But as I said, I am super excited to play with this palette. Can't wait to dig in. I want to play with these 2 shades down here because they match the dress, and I also want to play with some of these greens. I am ready, so ready. I want to start with this shade here called Marsh, and I'm just doing that on this color pop. Like, it's kind of like a shading brush, but it's a blending brush. But I just want to pack this in the front part of the crease. I love these like green, grungy greens, but I love the brights that she added in here too. I think they're so stunning. So now I want to dig into the shade Clay right here. It's so freaking pretty. I love those shades. It's like a pumpkin-y. Oops, I forgot to pat out the creases over there. But I just want to pack this out here in this outer corner portion. It's gonna go with the lip too, hopefully, anyway. So, you know what kind of day I've been having? Today was hair wash day, and I washed my hair and got it blow dried and then curled it and went to take a drink of my cup of coffee and dumped it in my hair. Yeah, it's that kind of day. I was like, are you freaking kidding me? I hate hair wash day. I like the after, but I hate doing it. It's so annoying. I love this shade, and it's really easy to blend out. Okay, I'm going to switch over to my large blending brush from Singe Beauty, and I'm just going to go into that same shade. Just want to blend this up higher. I like to kind of use like a smaller brush before like when I'm first starting with the shade, because you can kind of get a feel for the pigmentation level, and that way you don't accidentally take it overboard, which I do that even still sometimes, but it does help me to stop me from doing that. I love this color. It's so pretty. I'm also going to take this ColourPop brush, and I want to run this along this lower half of the lash line as well. I've actually had this palette for a few days, but I was in the middle of filming with other stuff, and I had like 3 videos I had to finish, so I had to wait, and it's been hard. I wouldn't even let myself look at it because I know if I did, I would start another video and then I'd really be in a mess. Now I'm going to take another shader brush and go into the shade Marsh, the first one I used, and I just want to press this down here. So I'm going to go back in with that first brush and go back into that shade Marsh, and I just want to take this up and over. Going in with my Sigma E27, I want to go into the shade Sludge, and I'm going to use this to deepen up this back half of the outer corner and the lower lash line. It's going to be pretty. My dogs just ran and hit the camera. I'm so sorry. They're being brats today. It's been raining all day, so they haven't gotten to be outside enough and burn that energy off. And they love coming up here where I film in the attic, and the room is like long but skinny, but they just come up here and like run like crazy when the weather is like this. Now I'm going to go back in with clay on the large blending brush and just blend this out. And then I'll do the same exact thing on the lower lash line. Okay, now that we got this outer corner a little deeper, I want to go in with another small shader brush, and I want to go into some of the shade Fern. Let's do it. Wasn't exactly sure. And I just want to deepen up this inner part of the crease. It'll make sense, especially after I get it all like blended and stuff. I'm kind of just like pushing the brush into the socket, and then I'll use the other brush to blend it out and even go back into a little more of Marsh. Then I want to take the Singe Beauty E01 and go into this bright shade. Oh, I love this. I love that one and that one. I can't wait to use them both within these looks somewhere. I hope I do. I'm sure I will, but that other one is really pretty too. But I want to focus this on the inner corner and bring it around and up. This has a really great pigmentation for such a light shade, and I'm also gonna use it to help me blend out that deeper shade that I put here. I took a little bit of that shade Fern and I put it here to kind of help that first shade blend over into the deeper, like grungy, mustardy, clayy shade. But it looks really cool. I'm happy with it so far. Now I want to deepen up this outer corner. I'm going to try to do it with that sludge shade that I've already put out here. See if I can get it to go a little bit deeper, a lot deeper. You know what? As much as I love this lip combo, I might actually change it out. I have a better idea that I think will match this a lot better. I'll do all that, though, when I'm finishing the other eye off camera. So you guys can, you know, see it all put together. But before shimmers, I want to take a little bit of bark and just plop it out here in the outer corner. I mean, this look doesn't really need it, but my brain wants it. I truly, really want to mix this palette with not only the neutrals palette. I mean, that would be a really good obvious pairing, but I really want to do it with the Cool Trolls because I think doing one of those steely blue looks with one of these pops in the inner corner with maybe one of these shimmers on the lid with one of the dark shimmers in the Cool Trolls palette, that would be freaking insane. And I have to create it. I will. Even if I do it off camera, I will. That look has been living rent-free in my mind all day long. But now I'm going in with the Game Beauty E04. And I want to just run a little bit of this down here. Now I'm going to take the E27 and just blend out the edges. And I'll use some of that shade Clay, which was that first shade I put out here in the outer corner, to blend it out. Okay, this is it. I kind of made it a little more dramatic than what I intended, but it is a really cool shape at the same time. Now I'm going to go in with some NYX glitter glue on the lid and try to figure out what shimmer I want to do, and I'll be right back. Okay, I think I figured it out. I want to start out by using this shade here called Boggy, and I'm going to put that all over this back half. I love it. It's so reflective and freaking beautiful. And I love those like olive green types of colors. I think they're beautiful. Then I want to go into this shade Fireflies. This one. It's like one of my favorites in the palette, like shimmer wise. It's so beautiful and fiery and just gorgeous. And I'm going to put this everywhere else. Yes. That is so freaking stunning. Man, I hope I have a liner that will go good with this. I also want to take some Fireflies down here and just press it up against this lower lash line situation. But this is it. This is look number 1. I can't wait to see it all complete with the other lip combo I have in mind. I think it's super pretty though. But I'm going to go figure out what I want to do for a liner. My brain is working. And finish this look, and I'll be right back to show you guys the finished look. How many times can I say finished look? I am back with the finished look, and dang, did it turn out, if I do say so myself. I love this. so freaking much. Look how just glittery and shimmery the lids are. I love the colors and the crease. I love everything about it. So I did change out the lip combo, obviously, and I used the ABH Cool Brown again, but I went in with the shade Mandy from Unearthly Cosmetics, and it goes so perfect with this look, does it not? I think it's so beautiful. I'm so happy with this. This is going to be the perfect look for my intro, and it makes me super happy. I love it so much. It would have went so well with my mushroom background, would it not? But as for liner, I went in with the ColourPop Neon Yellow liner in the shade Crossed, and I feel like it goes so perfect with that bright shimmer shade on the lid. I think it turned out so beautiful. But I can't wait to hear what you guys think of it, and I can't wait to create another look tomorrow. So far, so good. I'm having so much fun with this one, but let's go ahead and move on to look number 2. I am back for look number 2, and I am ready to dig back into this palette. It's so freaking beautiful. I'm so excited, and I want to play with that lighter shade I was talking about in look 1, this one, and I think I'm gonna dig into Algae and Nettle as well. Maybe deepen it up with a little bit of the black. Still not sure what I want to do shimmer wise, but I think to start this look out, I want to go into Algae, and I'm just going to do that on this Glam Light brush that I always use. But, ooh, I was about to take that in way too far. But I just want to press this throughout the crease. This one's not going to be like two-toned in the way that I typically do them. At least that's not the plan. I'm just kind of going to go with the flow on this one. We're actually getting ready to go to a concert. It's called Hairball, and it's like this cover band that covers like all the hair bands songs, which I love music. I love such a wide range of music. I love the hair band era. I think they're awesome, but this, I'm going to go in with my large blending brush in this shade. This one's so bright and beautiful too. I love this. But this group, they like go all out. You know how like back in the day, the hair bands had like the crazy concerts with the lights and the fire and all that. It's going to be like that, and I'm ready for it. I'm so excited. I'm not going to be dressed for a concert, but you know what? It's going to be dark anyways. I do have on a Hinder t-shirt, so that should count for something. I was going to wear a Foreigner t-shirt, but it's dirty and I haven't had time to do laundry. There's been like so many releases and trying to keep up. Ooh, I just love how bright this is. But I'm excited. My mother-in-law got me these tickets for my birthday, my mother and father-in-law. And I'm really excited. They're so sweet. It's crazy how like she knew that I liked that era, even though like I wasn't born in that time. I'm 36. I would say I was born in the wrong like time frame, you know, decade, because I like that music a lot, but I also like country, like different decades of that, different decades of rock, R&B, jazz, the blues. I'm taking this shader brush and just running this along the lower lash line. I also love the 90s, 2000s. The now music isn't my favorite. Some of it's okay. I don't like the rap now as much as I used to, like in the 90s and 2000s. I feel like it used to have more heart than it has now, and now it just mostly talks about nasty stuff. Okay, so now I want to go in with this Sigma E27, and I want to go into this shade. It's so bright and beautiful, and I love it. And I just want to plop this in this inner corner. I'm also going to put it like down on the lower lash line. Look how bright. Yes. I knew I was going to love this shade a lot. really pigmented because under my eye is set and it's still, you know, showing up pretty well, which I'm not surprised. I love Cosmic Brushes, and for a very good reason. They have a spectacular formula. And they come out with great color stories as well. And I like it that they're more affordable for people. You know, there was a time I swore I would never ever drop $50 on an eyeshadow palette. And now look at me, dropping 90 sometimes. But it's like one of those things, once you get sucked in, honey, you're in. But there was a time I couldn't afford to spend $10 on an eyeshadow palette. When I like found a like Profusion palette on sale at like TJ Maxx or Marshall's, I was having the best day ever. So I know what it's like to not be able to afford it. I mean, some people don't want to spend that much money just because they think it's stupid and they don't want to. And that's, you know, that's understandable too. I'm just taking this light shade all the way around. I don't know why. I just kind of decided to do it last second. But I get that too. But there's also the case where you can't afford to pick stuff up because you just don't have the money. And I've lived it there in most of my life, so I really do get it. But that's what I really love about this brand is $35 for an indie palette right now, or an eyeshadow palette period, is amazing. And then if you want to throw in the fact that they have a very, very, very good formula, like their mattes are incredible, their shimmers are incredible. Like this is a $90 palette, but you're getting it, well, I wouldn't say 90. I'd pay 60 for it, which is almost double. But you're getting like that high quality, and it's crazy. I love this though. I think it's so pretty. Now I'm going to take my Sigma E27 and go into this shade Nettle. And we're going to deepen up some. I'm excited for this look. I think it's going to turn out really good. I love how bright this is. I just finished the book series I've been reading, and it kind of ended like, what? I don't know. I was kind of into it, but then it becomes this thing like you just want to finish it. And it was a good series. I don't like the ending. It just was anticlimactic. And there's a lot of smutty stuff. A lot. And it's that Jennifer Armentrout series I've been talking about. Cannot remember the name of it off the top of my head. But I really like a lot of her stuff. But if you like books with a lot of that, you will love her stuff. Because it's a lot. Like every other scene, I'm like, Jesus, nobody, who does that? I mean, I'm going to take this small shader brush and go into a little more of Nettle. This will help me like kind of pack this shade in this outer corner. And I also want to use this brush so I can take it down here as well. So I do want to go into a little bit of bark though. It's like this black. And I'm going to do that on the Sigma brush. This is a pencil brush. And I really don't want to let this get carried away. I mean, that's the hope. I always say that, but then somehow it just does. I'm also going to run some of this down here on the lower lash line. Now I'm going to go back into Nettle, the deep green on the Sigma E27. And I just need to use this shade to really blend out this black. Then I'm going to go back into Algae, Go around these edges. Let's take a little bit of this yellow shade. I love this one. I used it in the last look, but I just want to see what, yeah. I wanted to see what it would look like on top of this one, and I like it. It makes it kind of neon-y. I like that a lot. Now I'm going to go in with some NYX glitter glue after I drop the lid and it rolls all around in the palette. Okay, so I'm going to dig into this shade here, Undergrowth. It's one of the multi-chromes in the palette. Why am I using a brush? I want to use my finger. I love their multi-chromes. They're like so silky and smooth. I think they are beautiful. That is pretty. Okay, so then I want to go into this shade right here in the corner called Vegetation. And I'm gonna just layer that over the edge and put it in the inner corner. These are like really metallic and beautiful. Okay, now I'm gonna take some of Undergrowth and I just wanna press that right here. And then clean off my brush and go back into Vegetation. And I want to press that right here. I've been enjoying adding like a little shimmer to the lower lash line lately. I'm just going over it with that bright shade I used in the inner corner and just blending those shimmers in. Okay, this is the eye complete. I'm going to go finish this look up off camera and I will be right back to show you guys the finished look. I am back with the finished look and I love the way it turned out. I took the gloss off because it'll be easier to keep up with this lip combo while I'm gone, but I love it so much. The lipstick I'm wearing is the shade Morning from the satin lipsticks in the concept store at Unearthly, but I love it. It's really pretty. So for liner, I actually did two. I did Crossed from ColourPop, all in the waterline, and then for some reason I just really wanted to add that peach to the outer corner, but I think it turned out really, really pretty. I'm excited to play with this again. I'm starting to gather my thoughts on this and I'm really excited to share them with you at the end of the video, but you guys are going to have to let me know which look was your favorite so far. But let's go ahead and move on to look number 3. I am back and ready to create look number 3. I think I want to just try to create a neutral look, and I think I want to do it with clay and sludge and maybe even some of Roots. Okay, so I want to start out with a large blending brush, and this one's from Singe, but I just want to take the shade Clay and run it all throughout the crease. As you can see, that's like blending so effortlessly. I've had so much fun with this palette so far. Now I'm going to go in with this shading brush, and I want to pick up more of Clay, and I'm just going to use this one to really concentrate the shade in the crease to deepen it up. I love like these mustardy types of tones. They make me so freaking happy. I bought a new hair product and it's actually like 6 o'clock because of this, what happened. Last night I washed my hair. I'm pretty sure it was in this video. I dumped coffee in my freshly washed hair right before I was getting ready to film. But I had to wash my hair because I got coffee in it, like I said. And I tried a new hair product. And I don't know what happened, but my hair was so freaking greasy. And I tried several products. I don't know which one did it, so I'm gonna have to like bring them back in one at a time. I could have just used too much or something, but it was crazy because I woke up and I started blow drying my hair, and my hair was so freaking greasy. And then I'm also gonna run this shade under the lower lash line. But so I went back and got in the shower again and rewashed my hair. Didn't use some of the products to try to fix it. Came back up and started blow drying my hair, and it was still freaking greasy. Needless to say, including washing my hair last night, I had to wash my hair 5 times, 4 times to get out whatever made it greasy. It was a whole freaking mess. So it's like really late and I'm really tired because we were up late last night and we were gone most of yesterday. So I'm like so freaking exhausted, but I really wanted to create some more looks with this palette. I didn't want to only upload 2. I've been enjoying doing the 3 looks with palettes when I can. So here we are. Okay, now that clay's all built up and blended out, I want to go in with some of Sludge. And I want to basically do the same with this shade. Oh, I just love how these freaking shades look so grungy. Don't know if my lip color really goes. I mean, it does in the tube, but with the lip liner, I feel like it's pulling a little burgundy. It's the shade Kaylina, though, if you guys are interested. This is like a full-on mustard look and, well, more terracotta, I would say. But I'm loving it. I think it's really beautiful so far. Now I want to go in with my Game Beauty E04, and I'm going to pick up some Sludge. Some of Sludge. And I just want to press this down here in the lower lash line. So I also want to go in with some of the shade Reeds and use this to help brighten up this inner corner. Okay, I think I'm going to go in with a little bit of Bark on my Sigma E30 pencil brush. And I just want to add a little bit more depth out here. I'm also going to run some of this along the lower lash line. Then I'm going to go in with a little bit more of Sludge, and I'm just doing that on this like detailed blending brush. And I just want to use it to blend out that darker shade. Okay, now I'm going to clean off this small shader brush I used. I want to go in with a little bit of this shade, and I'm going to do it like kind of how I did in the first look. I just want to use this as an inner corner pop situation. I'm going to mix it though with this shade, and because I don't want it to be like that mint color, but I don't want it to be like that either. So I'm going to mix the two because I did that in one of these looks. I can't remember, and I really loved the color that it made it. There we go. I really like the mix of those two. I didn't want the color to really take over the look. As a matter of fact, I'm going to add a little bit more clay right here. Like I said, I didn't want it to take over the look, but I wanted it to add to. I need a little more color, you know what I mean? So now I'm going to go in with some NYX glitter glue. It just like shot out so fast on my hand. That's way too much. But I just want to place this on the lid. Okay, for shimmers, I think I want to go into this shade right here called Swamp. I want to do that first and press this out here. You know, this palette, like certain aspects of it, kind of reminds me of the Natasha Denona Yucca palette. Okay, I want to go in with a little bit of this shade here, Fireflies. I love this shade. I'm pretty sure I used it in my first look too. So beautiful. I also want to go into Wilderness, and I'm just going to use a packing brush to add this to my inner corner. And I'm also going to add some to the lower lash line as well. I'm going to go in with this Singe Beauty brush. I think it's the EO1, yes. And go into more of Wilderness. And I just want to use this as a little bit of an inner corner highlight situation. It's not really light enough though. So actually, I'm going to use my Fenty highlighter. I love this highlighter so much. I actually have hit pan in the center, and I'm so excited. I love this highlighter though. It's one of my absolute favorites. It is my favorite like natural highlight. I love it. So beautiful. I have mine in the shade 01 Pretty Pearls. It's the lightest one, but I do have very fair skin. Those highlighters are gorgeous. Okay, now that I have all the shimmers down and everything, I actually want to go into Bark, and I'm using this angled brush from Glamlight, but I want to do like a little bit of an angled liner situation. It's so much easier to do liner, like angled liner with eyeshadow, at least for me. I'm terrible at liquid liner. Okay, so this is the look. I'm going to go finish it off camera, and I will be right back to show you guys the finished look and to give you my first impressions on this palette. I am back with the finished look, and I think it turned out so pretty, but I noticed that it looked really similar to the first look. So I went over the shade Fireflies that I put on the lid with the shade Fungi, and it gave me more of this like gold look. But I'm excited to hear what you guys think about this one. I just used a black liner. This is the shade Swerve from ColourPop. I don't use black liner very often, but I felt like this look really called for it. Plus, I wanted to, make it look different than the first look. I did not mean to do that, but it's been a few days since I've actually filmed the other two looks. So I kind of forgotten what I filmed, and then I went back and looked as I was doing the other eye off camera, and I noticed. But yes, I really love this. I love a gold eye look. I think it's really beautiful. I love the crease as well. And I'm excited to hear what you guys think. I'm also excited to hear which one of these looks are your favorite. I think mine is probably going to be the second look, but I love the first one a lot as well. And I think this one is beautiful. But if I had to rank them, I would do the second, then the first, then this one. But I'm excited to hear your guys' thoughts on this one. So I've used almost every single shade in this palette, with the exception of maybe one shade. I know I've used every matte. This is the only shimmer I don't think I've used. I can't really remember, but I'm almost positive. So this palette is really, really beautiful, and it's the same great quality that I feel like Cosmic Brushes always has. And I really love the theming and everything around it as well. I just like it when they have like those added pops of color in their palettes. And this one feels a little monochromatic. I mean, it's not technically, because you do have like these terracotta-y shades, and then you have this neutral here. And I know that neutrals and coultrals were kind of monochromatic as well, but I feel like the shimmers, the shifts in the multichromes and duos that they had in those palettes really set them apart from other monochromatic palettes, if that makes sense. And while I feel like this palette is really gorgeous, and like I said, has a great formula, and it also has like these really gorgeous shimmer shades, it feels more monochromatic to me than I feel like coultrals and neutrals does. But with that being said, I still really love the palette. I've had a great time creating looks with it. I love the more pastel leaning pops that they added to the palette. I think that makes it really, really fun. And I just think it's beautiful. Undergrowth is probably my favorite shade, and I really love this shade as well. And I'm super excited that I picked it up. You guys know Cosmic Brushes has quickly become one of my favorite brands, and I really, really love them. I have 8 of their 9 palettes that they have released. I wish so much I would have picked up that first one. It haunts me because now they're not bringing it back, and I could have the full thing and I don't. Drives me crazy. But I'm really excited to hear if you guys already picked it up. If not, let me know if you plan on picking it up, or what's your favorite palette from Cosmic Brushes. I don't even know. Oh, mine would probably be between, it's hard because my top, like my favorites from them are Serenity, Muse, and Neutrals. I love them so freaking much. I need to do a palette ranking really soon with Cosmic Brushes. I would like to wait until I at least have 10 before I do that. But I can't wait to hear your guys' thoughts on this video and all of these looks. Leave some green emojis down below, some of your favorites. And thank you guys so much for watching this video all the way till the end. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help me out. And until next time, bye.